Good morning, everybody. So this morning, I want to share from 1 Samuel. I'm going to read out of chapter 16, verses 6 and 7. When they entered, he looked at Eliab and thought, "Surely the Lord's anointed is before him." But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not look at his appearance or at his height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For God sees not as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." Okay, so the setting of this is um my mind just went blank. Samuel has gone to go anoint God's chosen king to replace Saul. Because Saul had disobeyed the Lord entirely, and because of his disobedience, Saul lost favor with God. And so Samuel was told to go to see Jesse, the Bethlehemite, you know, a, basically a sheep owner, a shepherd from Bethlehem. Because Samuel told God that he has chosen one of his sons to be the next king, which we all know ends up being David. But Samuel, when he first starts looking at Jesse's sons, made an assumption that the oldest and the strongest and best looking son of Jesse was the one that God was going to pick to be the next king. But God quickly told him that he wasn't to look at his appearance or his stature or how tall he was, because that's not how he views people. He views people by what's in their hearts. Because he doesn't take note of appearances like we do here on earth as mankind. And if you think about it, how many times have maybe you've shunned away from somebody or from an area that somebody's in just because of how they look or how they hold themselves, without even talking to them or knowing who they are? I think every single one of us on this earth is guilty of that at some point. I mean, you can have the roughest looking guy or gal, and you might think that they're nothing but trouble. Well, in reality, they could be a very strong Christian who's reaching a lot of people that you won't ever go encounter because of the way you look at people by their appearance. And let's flip this around. You could have the most beautiful looking person, great stature, great posture, hold themselves up together, but when you get to know them, they end up being the most depraved person that you've ever met on the face of the earth. In fact, one of the big things about the Lord's coming, and when the Antichrist comes before Jesus comes to return and claim total victory for all the rest of eternity, the Antichrist is going to be a very charismatic and a very good looking individual. It's not going to be somebody who's homely or who is hunched back or anything like this. This person is going to look amazing and is going to have an amazing charisma, but in truth is going to be the Antichrist, who's going to lead many people from God, even possibly those who have said that they have accepted the Lord. He will be the great deceiver of all. But he's going to be, like I said, the most beautiful person looking in appearance and in stature. And he's probably going to be tall too. Who knows? But anyways, we cannot rely on our looks. Because we, as sinful men and women, are very poor judgment in characters. We like to think that we are good. We have good judgment and character, but truth is, whenever you only make your first impression by how somebody looks or how somebody holds themselves up, when you make that your first impression on how you're going to approach somebody, if you're going to even talk to somebody, that's not very godly. And every single person on this earth, including me, have been guilty of that a time or two. You got to get to know the person, and you got to see the person the way God and Jesus sees people, by what's in their hearts, and get to know them. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is through communication and talking and actually interacting with the people. So don't ever go by appearance, because God doesn't. He goes by what's in their hearts. He goes by what's in our hearts. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. God bless you.